Welcome to Digitized Desperadoes, episode 19. Today, we'll be discussing the anime, Sweetness and Lightning, 2016.
Is there a different version?
Okay.
From a different year?
What?
You said 2016 after it.
Yeah, it's 2016.
Is there a different...
That's the
Is
year.
there one from a different year?
No, I was just clarifying.
Yeah.
The year in which this anime was released.
This isn't the year we're recording the podcast. We're not that lazy.
You can... Fucking what? Shut up.
We could have, though. Like, that's a possibility.
This could not release until 2019.
Now you
Not
just
that
dated
lazy,
it.
damn it. Anyway.
As if we haven't dated ourselves already.
Now they know what year it is.
Well, if they can't look at the description and see the upload date, it was 2018.
You know, I do that sometimes. I'll get a video recommended to me, and I'll click on it and watch it, and I'm like, wow, this is dumb. And I'll look at it, and it'll say 2013, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah, no, recently on YouTube, I've noticed a trend where, like, it recommends me, like, 2006 videos.
Oh, no.
Like, it's weird.
I don't get anything that old.
You get, like, a laser collection or something.
No, I've just gotten some random videos that, like, were popular at one point, and
This
then
is
I guess
the
their
hardest
algorithms all weird.
sidetrack we've ever gotten.
I'm fine.
It's fine.
I love YouTube shenanigans. Okay, but yeah.
This anime is
Yeah, this
precious.
anime. Okay, it's very wholesome.
This anime is a flippin' treat.
Do you mean that literally? This anime is a tutorial on how to make yourself a delicious treat. I don't know. I never tried it, so the instructions could be complete bullshit, and I would never know. We'll get into the plot though, or the concept.
I should probably mention that one of the reasons why I wanted to show this to you guys and rewatch it is because the manga actually ended a couple months ago, and I've read all of it. It's actually on Crunchyroll. You can read the whole manga.
Ooh.
They have manga.
Yeah, I know they do.
And this is like the only good one they have. But the manga ended, and it is. We can talk about the ending if you want, but later. Let's go into the synopsis. Someone else describe it because I know it too well.
So it's this man. His wife unfortunately passed away, and he's just living with his child for now. And he discovers cooking.
Basically, he determines that the treatment he's giving his daughter is not enough, and that she needs to eat a lot better than she is currently. Currently, he's just feeding her a lot of like microwavable, like convenience store stuff.
Yeah, store-bought stuff, and then he realized, oh,
My
home
current
cooking.
diet.
In the first episode, already like, I mean, I'm already really familiar with these characters, but I think you get a flippin' tearjerker moment in the first episode where he calls up a restaurant and is like, "I just want my daughter to have a good meal." And it's like, oh, he cares so much.
Yeah,
He's such a man. I love him.
What a good father, just like the best.
I
Now for like a good chunk of the show, we don't see the mom's face because of just like either light or shadows.
yeah.
I mean, it
That's
takes
a typical
place.
trope.
It begins 6 months after she dies, so it's probably just like, the grief still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because later on we do see her face.
Yeah.
I
But
will
yes.
say I did overall like the show, but I did find myself often bored with it.
That's fair.
I think this is definitely the show that you don't definitely need to watch in a week at all. I didn't binge it completely. I just watched, 3 episodes at a time. I think maximum sitting was like 4 episodes.
I did 4 at a time.
But I did find myself often getting bored with it, and I do think that the general setup for a lot of the episodes kind of felt the same, and I think that was kind of a thing I didn't like about it. But otherwise, I thought it was really, really wholesome.
I think it loses a fair amount in transition from manga to show because they are forced to drag out scenes that shouldn't be dragged out.
Yeah.
Like when you have what always bothers me is the scenes where you have children being children because they're like what 5, 6 years old
yeah.
in the setting of this show, and throughout the manga you see Tsumugi grow up and at the end, I think at the very end, she like goes into middle school.
Because yeah, the anime takes place over the course of like
About 6 months exactly.
Yeah, 6
Because
months.
the last episode is the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary.
It's the 1 year anniversary, and it's been 6 months. So been half a year. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing. But we didn't really get into the actual plot. Basically, the single dad, Kohei, who is also a high school teacher, ends up at this restaurant where he wants to feed his daughter and finds one of his students who he does not recognize because he's a loser. And they start cooking together. They start learning how to cook together because neither of them know how and they really want to learn.
Yeah.
And it's the whole show. It's just life.
It's just, hey, cooking.
Yeah. I think that's probably one thing I didn't like is it's just kind of a lot of sections of it's just them teaching you how to cook something for a long time. I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah, again, I think that's they do a lot of. It
sounds like it would be better in a manga because you could just skim through it.
Right. They do a lot of subtle characterization through the cooking scenes, so I think those are still kind of necessary.
Yeah, like you have
like
Kotori's fear of knives.
Yeah.
And you have like the scenes where they're all there together, and Shinobu, Kotori's friend, is really like, they're bonding. Let them have their moment.
Yeah, I do like. I think my favorite dish they cooked was probably the fish, because cooking fish fucking sucks. They do not
like
skim around
fish.
that.
It's a very bloody, nasty process.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta take off the scales, you gotta chop off its head, and they like zoom in on its eye. It's like, this sucks. Yeah. There's not a whole lot I have to say about this one.
A pure good child. That is a.
Yes, this is like the best child ever. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her name though, because I will fuck it up.
Tsumugi.
Tsumugi. Okay.
It's not that hard.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, I think one of the great strengths of the show, and I think the characters are really the core of it, but Tsumugi herself is just a really likable child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's fun to watch. She gets a little annoying sometimes, but it's not like
she gets a little annoying, but she's never realistically annoying, which is a really good thing because children can be really annoying, especially in shows and stuff.
Well, I think part of the point of starting where they do is that she's at the point where she could be mature depending on how she was raised, you know? Like coming into
I've seen a lot of 5-year-olds.
Huh?
I've seen a lot of 5-year-olds out there, and they're not that different.
Okay, also this is Japan.
Yeah.
It's a very different.
And also, she's only half a year away off of her mother passing away.
Yeah.
So it's like enough time, like a decent amount of time has passed, but it's still like close.
Yeah, but even with that, I think she's not really aware of how that works.
Yeah,
I think somewhere around episode 7 or 8, or maybe later, she has a moment.
Yeah.
It's a moment, and it's like way later.
Episode 9, she has a moment where she starts to realize that her mom is legitimately dead and gone.
Yeah.
That's such a powerful scene because there's so little said. It's just like her looking at the picture of her on the little shrine altar thing.
Yeah.
And like
it's the thing with children, they wouldn't know. They couldn't understand. Like they just know that, you know, day by day they're being raised, they'll get food and stuff like that. So if they lost a parent, they wouldn't know the true meaning of that until they stop, like until way later when they realize they're not around anymore. Like you say that they're gone, but like the child has no meaning of like what that means, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they show the point of maturity where she does realize.
Yes.
It does finally click of no.
Like maybe she might not know the reason. Maybe that might take a while.
I don't think we know. Do we know why? What happened to the mother?
I think it's like stated somewhere. It's just some unknown illness.
I don't know. It doesn't
she's
matter,
just-
I guess.
I really don't think it's explained. Even in the manga, the mom is hardly shown.
Yeah.
It's just she is gone.
Actually, I'll wait to say stuff about the ending of the manga because the anime doesn't really end. That's kind of the point, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ends like the final episode is just it's
It's
basically
like a
just
special
another
event,
episode.
and that's it.
Like it starts and it's like, oh, it's the 1 year anniversary, and you think, oh, we're gonna explore the mother further, and they really don't.
It's pretty much the.
That's like my one fault with this is
They
it doesn't
ended on
really
a note
explore the
that's like.
mom as much as I'd like. Like I'd prefer it if it like kind of went deeper into it.
Yeah, but what's there to say, you know?
Yeah.
I think to an extent, you get the idea of the father wants to move on. He wants to try and be the best father he can for his daughter now. But I would like to know how life was with the mother there a little more than just the intro tells us.
Well,
But
they do.
just a
They have
little
the
bit.
scene.
There's like a few flashbacks where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, she cooked. You know, Sumugi has like some attachments to like some of the stuff she made.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
there-
episode
there's
9.
like a few
that
things like
home
the
curry episode.
There was also like the thing with the
What's that?
purse, where she's like, "Oh, this used to be mom's purse" or something like that.
Like,
Yeah.
no, the mother made it, and then Kohei adds a sticker to it. And at the end, she's like, "Mommy and Daddy made this." But yeah,
I think-
I don't know. I just would have liked it if it was explored a little more.
I think, like I said to you, Mitch, I don't think there's anything to say about the mom. You get the idea that she was a good person. Kohei and Smugi both.
Well, less about like the mom and more of just them dealing with, hey, gone now.
But that's not the
feel like
point of
that-
the show.
Yeah, the point of the show is food.
No, the point of the show
And good dad.
is Kohei becoming the best dad he could be, trying to provide the best childhood for Smugi. Smugi growing, Kotori growing. Though that's not shown as much in this. That's a lot more of a focus of the manga because it goes a lot further into that. But I don't think they're doing an epilogue of the manga right now because I guess the author didn't really want it to end. The author is a woman, by the way, if you're curious.
Okay.
But she's been doing an epilogue, and it switches between Sumugi in high school, and so way aged up, and Kohei and his wife before they got married.
Ooh.
So it goes into how they met and how they were with Yagi and what their high school life was like. So if you're interested in more of that, go read the manga. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, you really hit us with the manga.
I'm
Amazing.
going to
I
because
think the students were not my favorite characters. I was more of a fan of the friend of the dad.
Yagi.
you don't like Kotori.
I don't not like her. I just I don't
Kotori
care
is
for the
just.
student plot in general. I don't know. I don't hate her. No, she's a good character.
I love Kotori because
I'm not as
she's just,
interested.
she's so consumed by food.
Like
That's
she
opposite.
like literally they show at one point like she's eating constantly
Consumed by
like in
food.
between classes. Like
She
she has multiple
literally-
meals while at school.
She eats so much food over the course of the show.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And even when she's talking, she's like, whenever she starts talking about a recipe, she like starts drooling and she's like, "Oh, I want to eat this."
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
her mom is a chef, so
She literally, yeah. If
her
you
mom
think
is a
about it,
TV personality. Chef.
she. Oh my god, her mom is such a ridiculous. It's such a running gag because her mom just doesn't show up.
Until the last
The
episode,
very last episode.
and she's late.
And she shows up in a full-on sailor uniform.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and it's like shown earlier, like Kotori's watching her on TV, and she's like traumatized.
She's probably like 40 years old, wearing a schoolgirl outfit.
And it's like, isn't it mentioned like Kotori's mom and dad are divorced, but it's only very briefly, like
Yeah.
show like the father's only shown briefly in like a flashback or something.
Yeah, the father is shown in a flashback when they were cooking something.
And it's like I think it was relating to Kotori's fear of knives, but it's like that's it. It's not really explored any further.
Yeah, they do never actually show how she became afraid of knives.
Is that ever like a thing in the manga?
Yeah, that's 100% addressed.
Okay.
Kotori, I'd argue that Kotori is 100% like, I don't want to say she's the main character, but she's definitely like maybe number 2, because the manga gets a lot more chapters focused like on her from her perspective. The anime doesn't really go into a lot of that. It's mostly just Kohei.
Yeah.
But a lot of the I hate talking about the manga so much, but a lot of it is Kotori learning how much she enjoys cooking. I believe she does eventually get over her fear of knives. That's not really a spoiler.
That's probably good if you're going to be cooking a lot.
Right. And eventually it gets really deep into where she wants to go for life and what she wants to do. Which, sorry for spoilers, she's going to become a cook.
No way! I could not believe that.
What? I can't believe
I
this.
thought she was going to be a police officer.
I can't believe you became a cook. I can't believe this.
I mean, you could also think she would be like a gourmand or someone who tastes food, because that would be more up her alley.
Guess, but it's not like the first job that comes to mind in a cooking show.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's also... This is a very personal thing. How do you feel about the relationship between Kohei and Kotori?
I guess it's like Kotori's sort of like an older sister to Samugi, basically. That's how I kind of envision it.
I am going to completely argue Kotori is their mom.
Kotori is a new wife.
Kotori fills the role of Samugi's mom perfectly. Like, she fills that role in so well. Like, they eat dinner together, they cook it together, they provide emotional support, and by the end, you get the feeling that Kotori is like really invested in them and that they're really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, you made it weird now.
Do you think it's weird though?
She's a high school student and he is a teacher.
It's not as weird in Japan. I think. I don't know.
But we are America.
I mean, if you think about it, Kotori's 18.
She's an older student. Yeah, she is 18. She is an older
18.
student, so I think it isn't as weird.
And then Kohei might be 20-something? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say on the wiki what his age is, but yeah, he looks like a younger father, so...
I'm pretty sure he's mid-20s.
Okay, fine. You're pushing it a little, but fine.
I wouldn't say it's the most normal relationship, but I wouldn't say it's in gross territory.
I mean, that wasn't what I was getting at. I more think...
I mean, that's
do you see it as platonic or romantic?
I think
it's shown more platonically. At least it's represented that way. Where it's just they're helping each other out.
I mean, at the beginning, yeah.
But it's shown as like a hey, we were very close, like friends by the end, because she's obviously very much cares about helping them.
I think at the point of the end, Kotori is a little overly invested in it, like a little beyond just friends, you know?
Yeah, but even then, it also shows that with like Kohei, because you have like Samugi saying, "Oh, all Daddy ever talks about is food."
I wouldn't say that it's impossible for them to be more than friends, but it doesn't have to be that way for somebody to be that invested with somebody else either. Like,
yeah, but
it could be a very, very close family member or a very, very close friend of the family relationship kind of starting.
I think in the situation that they're in, it'd be pretty hard for them to not become intimate to some extent.
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't really have much of an opinion on that, I guess.
Okay, I was hoping you would, because it got pretty contentious in the manga community for a while, because...
Were they expecting it to go that route?
Nothing happens definitively, but there's a lot of implication that Kotori is in love with Kohei. I think. I read into that a lot. there are some specific scenes near the end of the manga where she rejects high school dudes and is like, "I'm not interested in you.
That makes it
Sorry."
sound a lot more like there is love there than.
Yeah.
But nothing really happens.
Yeah.
Like we even see aged up Kodori, and she's like a babe, and they talk with Kohei, and they're like, "Oh, we're older now." I don't know. I see them. I really support their relationship. I really wish they would get together because I think Kodori fills this very nice, fills this hole very nicely in their family of like this nurturing figure that they need. And I'm not saying that like, oh, Kodori's a perfect housewife. She kind of is, but like, I'm not saying that that's something she should be doing. But I just feel like their relationship is so natural and genuine, and they care for each other so much that
I see there's a relationship.
You
there.
are shipping live on podcast.
I am. I care a lot. It's just
No, I totally see what you're going for.
I think
No,
that
yeah, I agree.
the dynamic works really well, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be that way. But I wouldn't be mad if it was that way.
Yeah.
okay. Because some people are like, ew, that's gross. And some people are like, oh, they have to be friends because it's bad if they're.
I don't think it's.
Involved,
I
like-
wouldn't say it's particularly bad if they were romantically involved, but I would think, personally, that you could have a very close friend of yours be that kind of role in your life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I feel like that's uncommon.
It is uncommon, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
But again,
I'm
it's
not
a fair
arguing
point.
against its existence.
Yeah. So, do we want to go on to more specific details with the show?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to go over every episode because there's a lot of them play out the same.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. It's a simple formula that it goes through. If normally it's like
Do you have any like standout moments or anything like that?
There's the one instance where Kohei tries to like cook something at home for Sugi and he burns it, and so he offers to eat the burnt food. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
just
Which
what a
episode
champ.
was that? I don't remember that.
it was a really quick throwaway scene.
One of
where,
okay.
it's within the first 3 or so.
No.
It was basically just Sumugi, Kohei set up like a breakfast platter for both of them, 2 plates, and Sumugi looked over at his and was just like, "Why is yours burnt?" And he was just like, "I have to live with my mistakes." And I was like, "Oh man, that's such a bro thing."
Yeah, I think one of my favorite arcs was the whole part where he was sick, and she decided to go out on her own.
Yeah,
Sumugi's
that
big
was my
adventure.
favorite arc.
Sumugi's big girl in a big world.
Yeah,
That one's
I do have a
great.
lot of memories as a kid going out on my own. Like, I'd always tell my parents and stuff like that, but still, I've always wondered, like, what is it like to be like a parent and just have your kid leave?
It just disappears one day.
And
The thing that I don't get is that it turns out he's pretty much not sick.
I'd say maybe he was at the end of being sick and he was just very tired.
Yeah,
Something like that, and he
recovering
finally
sick
did get
person.
he finally got his rest.
He seemed like delirious though.
I don't know.
I don't know. They make
I mean,
it weird.
if he was like in
the
a
day
deep
after
sleep
you
state.
start there is a point when if you're having like a cold or something, you're starting to feel better, but you're still pretty out of it. And so likely that could have been what it was, because
I don't
he
know.
does kind of get up after resting and he's just back to normal.
Well, at the same time, his fucking child just left, so that could have snapped
Yeah.
him back to reality real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
And then
but
he
no, I just liked
scolded
it because
his
you have the
daughter.
fun stuff of her just like walking along the lines
Oh,
on the
yeah.
street, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, she's walking in the ocean, and the street is the sharks.
And she's singing a nice song, and it's like, aw,
I
this
like
is
the
such a
part-
good
Oh
thing.
no, her songs are great.
I really like the part where she's looking both ways to cross the street like a ton of times, and the old lady
Yeah,
sees her,
right,
and she's
left,
like, "Oh,
right,
do you
left."
want to cross with me?"
Oh yeah, that was great.
No, that whole episode's fun.
I have to mention this because it's relevant to our interest. Episode 5 opens to movie posters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't quite remember.
And the movie that Kodori and Shinobu saw
it's a Bond movie.
was 00Z.
Oh yeah.
And
That's right.
the only text on the thing is a handgun and the word sniper.
And like, yeah, it's great.
I'm gonna say
And
that
also,
one
they
was,
don't talk
the
about the
Living
movie. They
Daylights.
just talk about. They don't talk about the movie. They just talk about the food at the theater.
Well, no, I think it's like Shinobu's like, oh, do you think there's any like secret agents in Japan? And then Kodori's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, that popcorn wasn't great. And that's
They're
like,
talking
he's
about
like,
trying.
really?
They're talking about trying like really crazy flavors of popcorn.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that there's like a thing like that because at the theater I work at, we have the seasonings, so you can get like garlic parm and stuff for like seasoning
Okay,
for popcorn.
that's not that weird. I think the one they mentioned
Ranch seasoning.
was like ridiculous.
Fuck ranch.
Ranch is good. Shut up.
Anti-ranch gang over here. I
Fight,
will not
fight,
have any
fight,
of your
fight.
white liquids. I don't like mayo either.
Oh, come
Mayo
on.
is fine in conjunction with ketchup. Like I can eat a
What?
baconator.
I disagree with everything.
Because it has
I
mayo
disagree.
and ketchup on it. So
I disagree with everything you are saying.
I fucking hate mayonnaise, dude. I don't know what it is.
Do you like Miracle Whip?
What's Miracle Whip?
Okay, good.
I don't know. Wait, I'm
Never
gonna go.
tried.
What's Miracle Whip?
It's fake mayonnaise.
and false mayonnaise.
It
It's
doesn't
a
look very
mayonnaise.
good.
It's a derivative of mayonnaise.
I thought it would be like a whipped cream with that title, but no, it doesn't look very good or appetizing.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't eat it.
So, top 10 foods they made in this show.
Gyoza.
The gyoza, man. I want
Gyoza's
some
the
gyoza.
best, man. I love it when I go to like a hibachi or
I need
something.
to fucking
get
eat more
that. It's the
food. That's
best.
what.
It's basically just a pierogi, and pierogies are great.
I mean,
I
every
can't
time I've gotten gyoza, they weren't called gyoza because that's not the normal name for
What is the
Okay.
normal name for them?
pot stickers.
Oh shit, yeah.
What?
Same thing, same food.
No, I just know it as gyoza.
Yeah, there are pot stickers. It's the same thing. Usually you get that at Chinese places. They call them pot stickers.
Yeah.
Because gyoza is obviously the Japanese name for
I
it.
need to broaden my horizons with food because I haven't eaten half the foods they've eaten in this show.
I mean, you've probably had Hamburg steak. They just call it
Yeah.
that because it's just Salisbury steak.
yeah. I've had crepes and I've had donuts.
I have not had crepes.
I've never straight up just eaten
No, I
fish.
haven't had a crepe myself.
Fish?
I've never just straight up asked for like fish.
Dude, get like a tilapia or a bass or
I
something.
Don't
I'm
get tilapia. Shut up.
I've just
Salmon.
never done it.
You know, salmon is amazing. Yeah, get some salmon.
I always just kind of looked at fish like
Bass.
not as good chicken.
Walleye.
And it's probably not that at all.
It really depends on what fish you get. If you get tilapia, yeah, that's worse chicken.
Yeah.
But if you get
Yeah,
snapper,
tilapia is like base level fish. You gotta upgrade to like salmon or walleye or bass or something. Even
get a
shark.
freaking
Go to even shark if you want to get crazy.
It's
Nah.
kind of funny. The only seafood I've actually had is freaking conch fritters, which are amazing. If you ever
Yeah,
have a
those are
chance to have
great.
conch fritters, they're great. I think Mitch,
scallops.
you're allergic
I'm not
to
sure if I can
shellfish.
have that because I think that might be that's shellfish. Can't have it.
Yeah, it's a conch. It's a mussel, I think.
Yeah, so no,
it is.
I can't have it.
Highly recommend if you're ever at a good seafood place, probably not where we live, probably on a coast somewhere.
Yeah.
Get flipping scallops. Get fresh scallops. Some of the best food I've ever eaten is fresh scallops. Like grilled
Yeah, that's the thing with me and seafood is I can't recommend anything shellfish because I can't eat that. So all I've got is like, hey, fish.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of fish.
you would explode in Japan. They eat fish with every meal in Japan.
I'm actually a very picky eater in general, but
Yeah,
of
same.
the weird foods I'd try, I would definitely try squid. I've never had it, but I kind of want it.
Squid isn't as weird as you would think.
I just feel like squid is like chicken but better.
Yeah, it's chicken with a weird texture, pretty much.
That's what I
It's
feel
like
like it would
chicken.
be. I've never had it, but the squid newbie here, I'd try it.
But yeah, no, go out and get some fish. Go to like
Squid version.
there's there's stuff you can go to like delis
Seriously,
or whatever.
just find delis. Yeah, you can just go to a grocery store and you can find some amazing fish. You just gotta look
Where
up
the
how to
fuck would
cook
I
it.
keep fish in this dorm of
Freezer.
mine?
Okay.
I don't have a freezer.
We're
Oh,
talking,
that's right.
we're talking outwards to people. I'm not
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, I know.
guys,
I'm joking.
because,
But no,
Yeah.
fish is good. Eat fish.
Yeah. The food in this show is amazing. The manga comes with like legit recipes, the full thing, which is great.
Yeah, I haven't had crepes in forever.
I feel like making crepes is a lot harder than they made it look.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they flipped it with their hands, and I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like that's right. It's in like the pan, and they're just flipping it with their hands, and I'm like, that's how you burn yourself. That's hot dough.
You ever had burnt donuts? I've never,
No.
but it just sounds awful.
Yes. Sounds like just like the worst thing. Like, I'm gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts, and then you open it up, and you're like, huh?
Oh God, if they.
Ugh.
I don't even like Dunkin' Donuts. I like Krispy Kreme better.
Charred donuts.
Or like you're going to Acme, and you get the donuts at Acme.
I've never
And
had
it's
those.
just like, what the fuck, huh? How did they do this?
Okay, we're getting into local places. I like not to do that.
Oh, well, sorry, non-Ohioan viewers.
Every other state is trash. This is made by Ohio gang.
Wow. I think I'm the only one who actually believes that.
I don't hate other states.
Let's not get into this.
I
don't hate the other states in America. I just think Ohio is the best.
Declare war on the other 49 states.
That's fine. You could totally get away with. Why is it like not okay if I say that here, but like if I was talking about like sports, everybody would be like, fine, yeah, sure, whatever.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like you can say whatever the hell you want as long as it's about sports.
That's not true.
I guess.
If you say to someone it's football, not soccer, people will beat you up.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's true.
But then, if you're at that point, you're getting into like international. Like if I went up to a European and said, "Hey, soccer, not football," I'd get mugged.
With soccer is that's like the name they gave it. It's like the company for the sport or something. I don't remember what it was, but there's like a reason it's called that, and it derives from Europe, and then they chose to call it football after the fact or something weird. I don't know. I'm getting this wrong.
Is the hardest digression we have ever
I'm fine with
aside from the one we had at the start of this.
Okay. I have some.
I'm fine with digressing.
I have a lot of good. Yeah, I'm fine with digressing, but I have some really good moments that I.
All right.
I'm just gonna go through my notes. First, Kodori claiming she can make rice, and then going outside and calling her mom.
Yeah.
Rice.
I've got this. Mom, help.
Mom, I want to go home.
She leaves a voicemail. It's great.
Yeah.
The second episode, there's a lot of good stuff. Kodori's like, help me learn how to cook, and Kohei is like, that's weird, no. And then Kodori tells Samugi and like, hey, do you want to come here every night and cook with me? And Samugi's like, yeah, and starts like yelling.
So is that the one where they give him like a face?
Yeah.
He's like, just because you said it like that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
But then Kohei kind of can't refuse because then Samugi won't shut up him.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going through my notes. And then Smoothie says, I can taste the ingredients.
People die when they are killed?
That's just kid. Yeah, that is a really childlike wonder. They're just talking.
Episode 3, at the end of it, Kohei is like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. And then just kind of laughs about it. And Kodori's really concerned.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you're doing for your birthday? What, really?
Yeah.
Then episode 4 is the big, oh wait, no, we found something that Sumugi hates. Green pepper.
Bell peppers are kind of terrible.
No, fuck you.
No, I don't.
No, bell peppers are great.
I
love peppers.
For me, it's just one of those vegetables I've never really bothered with.
Oh, peppers is like the only vegetable
I don't like spicy things.
It's gross.
So peppers is just sort of an innate thing with those.
Those
are spicy.
If peppers aren't spicy, what's the point?
They have a weird flavor that I enjoy.
I like how you like it, but you describe it as weird.
I think it is a little odd. It's funky, but like I think it's weird.
It's like liking mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms though.
Yuck.
Mushrooms are bad.
Mushrooms are a jam. They're weird, but I love them.
No, if mushrooms are in like gravy, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
It's like chunks of tomato and tomato sauce. Just
don't hide them under the cheese.
Man, I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
Want some mushrooms? But yeah, all of episode 4 is just about forcing kids to eat vegetables, which is great.
The only quote I have from the show is actually from episode 4 because there's some choice dialogue with the I don't know if this is a translation thing, but she literally says ROFL daddy.
Yeah.
Or something
there's
like
a few
that.
times where she says some stuff, and there's the one instance where like Yagi's like, yeah, she's saying some like weird kid lingo. I don't even.
Is that what the kids are saying these days?
Actually, in that conversation, which is episode 5, they specifically say the term gyaru. So,
what is that?
Basically, Samugi learned, I guess the equivalent would be like Valley Girl lingo.
That's
Okay.
right. Kohei's like, oh no, is she gonna become a gyaru? He's like, oh wait, no.
Well, butter my buns and call me a biscuit. Is it like that?
Well, I mean, no, gyarus are known for being like loose.
Okay.
So Kohei is like, oh no, is she gonna be like a? I don't know how to word it.
Hooker?
Yeah, that's kind of the implication.
Okay. I'm gonna assume it's like that, but not as directly terrible.
There kind of isn't a cultural equivalent of a gyaru in America. You watched Galco. Galco's about a gyaru.
Okay.
The fake tan and the ridiculous fashion choices.
Somebody from New Jersey?
Yeah, that's closer.
A guy wearing Tim's and a New York Yankees hat.
Oh no.
Though I think gyarus are actually kind of attractive, but that's just me.
Okay. Anyways,
Yagi is great in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time when Yagi
He's just introduced and it's just Kodori watching like, who's this guy with
the fuck is this guy?
He's like, who abducted Samugi?
Yeah, he's giving her cigarettes?
He has been kidnapped.
That was great.
Really candy.
It was just a stick of chocolate that they don't serve in America because they were outlawed.
We have like candy cigarettes in America, so we're not much better.
I'm pretty sure those were like banned.
We banned Kinder Eggs, man.
Recently.
Kinder Eggs are back though.
I think
that's right. We did bring them back.
The thing with candy cigarettes is they still sell them, but they're just not called cigarettes. They're just sticks or something like that.
Yeah.
They come in packaging that looks like cigarettes, but like not.
I mean, we still have Big League Chew.
Yeah, we do.
Which is depressing, if delicious.
It's an interesting way to eat bubblegum, but also it's kind of a weird and kind of gross way to eat bubblegum.
Well, yeah.
What is Big League Chew?
It's like a shredded bubblegum that's supposed to look like chewing tobacco, but it's actually gum. Like it's
just chewing gum. It's just designed in the shape of chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's odd.
Yeah.
It is
It's
slightly disturbing.
Thing, yeah.
The more you think about it, it's like, oh,
we're teaching kids how to.
Kids, you're making kid drugs.
Yeah.
Kiddie drugs.
It'll turn you into
a lot.
Narcotics, for kids.
Oh no.
There's a lot of scenes of Kodori just trying to fix things with food.
Yeah.
Like there are some moments where Samugi and Kohei aren't getting along too well.
Yeah,
and so
she's like, I'll give him this.
Cooking.
She's like, I'll give him this food, and they'll be like, oh, it's so great. I love you now, or whatever.
Yeah. She's like, they're gonna eat this. They're gonna say it's
gonna
good,
make up, and it's
and then they're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And also in the next episode, there's the scene where Kodori is like, oh, Kohei isn't teaching today. So she starts stress eating because she worries about what happened.
It's
You
parent
assume
visitation
something
day. And they
bad
play
happened, but it's
telephone.
actually just bring your parents to school day.
Yeah.
I don't think
like
it's
how
bring your parents to school. I don't think the children are the one bringing them there.
But still, you get the idea.
Parent visitation.
I also love
I
how
love the
Kohei-
idea of bring your parents to school day.
Um,
Go to your parents' work and drive them over.
okay.
I just think that's funny.
I really like the dynamic of how Kohei goes to goes to all of the parent events, even when it's usually the mom for the other kids,
Yeah.
Because he's the only one who can go.
and no one like comments on it. Everyone's just like,
It's
"Yeah,
just like
you go,
understood,
Kohei."
like, yeah, he's being a good dad.
I think they like share recipes at one. Yeah, they do. They share recipes, and it's like, oh, it's so wholesome.
This whole show, man. It's so wholesome.
It's. I picked it for Thanksgiving because I was like, it fits so well. It's just
It's
a good
about
time.
food, and it's about family, and it's about just being there for each other. And I think that is what Thanksgiving's about.
Yeah, I think at the core, the show is about how eating with people is very important socially. It's very important emotionally. It's just it's something we take for granted that just sitting down at a table and
Yeah.
eating with people we know is just it's a healing moment, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another thing with like the episodes I want to talk about is how episode 10 starts and it's like, oh, it's the beach episode, and then moments later you get to, no, it's too hot, we can't do this, no.
Yeah.
And then just go back because it's too hot outside.
Yeah, and also that's right after Samui realizes her mom is gone, so she's
Yeah.
kind of depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Which they don't like point out, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were getting at because it is chronological. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she does like the I'm a cat thing, which I guess is like,
Yeah.
And Shinobu goes along with it because she has like 7 siblings.
A random note here that it just popped into my brain. Whenever they go to eat the food at the end of the episodes, they like play like the same song, every time.
The
It's like,
same
this is the
song
eating.
every time.
Well, yeah, it's like this weird like we're eating now thing, but the intro to it, I swear to God, I don't know why it gives me this feeling of like the PlayStation 1 startup sound. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It sounds similar to that, and I don't know why, because it's not quite the same.
I can imagine it in my head. That's probably one of my least favorite things about the show, which is
there's some
saying a lot.
repetitive music.
Which is
But
saying
I think a lot of anime has that where it's just, oh, it's this type of scene, so play this theme.
Yeah.
And I just think that's when they get lazy. Monster Musume has like a 30-track soundtrack.
Yeah. And then there's just episode 10 is the only one with the post credits, and it's like, why is it what?
I don't even remember what it was, but I remember watching it.
It's just like more eating.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's like you couldn't have included this.
Yeah, I think it just seemed like they played the ending song too early.
That's weird.
Very weird. Like anime. Why is anime so weird with post-credit scenes?
I mean, most people are going to be watching this on a normal broadcast, so they'll actually watch the full thing.
Well,
yeah, but
not all the time, because like I won't always watch the credits on a show. I mean, I haven't seen TV live in a while though. I've gotten rid of cable, so I'm probably a bad pick for that opinion.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who watch anime in Japan.
True.
The intended audience. We're just weirdos who get it on streaming services.
I mean, that's just America, though. It's their only option.
True.
That's an interesting angle to look at it from too, like how we're receiving it in a completely different way. Like one time I was sitting and watching this anime, and I was like, if you take away the subtitles, I can't watch the show.
Exactly.
And I was like, isn't it weird that I've watched like over 200 shows like this? Isn't that just,
the only way you understand anything is because somebody put words on the screen.
Yeah, somebody translated it. They could be completely misrepresenting it, but like I wouldn't.
It could be a completely different plot, and you'd be none the wiser.
Trust me, I can tell when they're bad subtitles. I have seen some horrible subtitles in my day.
But still, like theoretically speaking, somebody could have come up with a completely different plot for the episode that somehow still works with the animation, and you would never know, unless people pointed it out.
Oh yeah, like Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories
Well, that's a
is
dub.
an anomaly with the dub.
I know, I was joking.
That is an amazing scenario.
There are other dubs like that too. Like Pop Team Epic got really creative with the English dub.
I
Where
gotta
like
watch
they
it
actually
then, 'cause
did the
that
extra
sounds like it's
mile
a
and like
different-
have different voice actors every episode.
Well, that was the same they did for the sub.
Yeah, but still,
They
I
kept it
like that they
consistent.
kept that. They maintained that.
Yeah, and they even did. Even when it went to live action, they dubbed it. And I'm like, whoa, it's so weird.
That's great.
Because
Actually, I
then
kind of
it's
like
just
that.
like it's like Godzilla movie territory where it's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
no, you have English voices over clearly Japanese people.
Yeah, but also they're like ad-libbing because it's Pop Team Epic.
Yes, and that just adds to it.
When they do the ad lib stuff, are they translating it, or are they just doing new ad libs?
No, they do new ad-libs.
Oh, that's great! I gotta watch this
That's-
again now.
That's why it's worth watching.
Oh, I can only
Yeah.
imagine the Hell Shakiano scene in the
I
dub.
can't imagine they would change that much.
Still,
That actually
should
follows
be,
the
like,
narrative.
hilarious.
I mean, that's also the best scene in the entire anime. But
Yes.
Anyways, I think
Another
we've...
like detail in this anime actually. There's in the last episode, Kohei starts calling Sumugi Sumugi-san. I noticed. He stops calling her Sumugi-chan.
I think they... Yeah.
wait, Samugi?
Wait,
Yeah.
shit.
Why Samugi?
I don't know. Yeah, Kohei starts giving her a san instead of chan.
It doesn't make any sense.
I guess because it's been a year, and he's recognizing that she's becoming older now.
I mean, I think there's a lot of scenes.
They made a
in the-
joke about, I think somebody called Yagi Chin or something.
Yeah,
something like
Shinobu
that.
says Yagi-chin, which is
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bad pun,
Okay,
basically.
I didn't get it.
Basically, Shinobu was being way too friendly with Yagi.
Okay.
I think the reason why Kohei does that in the last episode, and this is literally, like, I could be completely wrong. This is my guess, is that a lot of the scenes in that are very serious.
Yeah.
They're more serious scenes, so he's probably treating her with more respect.
Yeah,
Reasonably, he doesn't really need to call her any specific honorific, because he's her dad.
yeah.
But Chan is usually used for something that's younger than you and cuter than you.
Yeah. That's all I have for this show.
Yeah, I don't think I have much more.
So you guys didn't care too much for Shinobu. Yes.
Which
Shinobu's
one was
fine,
that?
she's-
Wait, hold on.
Shinobu's the
yeah.
other student.
He's fine.
She's alright.
You have Yagi, who is Yagi's great.
I
Come
like
on.
Yagi.
great.
Yagi's fun.
Nothing.
Yagi's a treat of a character.
He's just the friend, and he's like, whatever. he
I mean,
shows up,
Yeah,
and they're like,
shows
oh,
up
we
and
didn't
he sits
invite
every now
you, and then
then.
he's like, okay, I'll leave. I love
I
that
mean,
part.
they do this nice, really subtle characterization of him where he's clearly the most knowledgeable of anyone, but you don't even see that he owns a bar until like episode 10.
Like he only offhandedly mentions, yeah, I cook at a restaurant one time earlier.
And
But
then
yeah.
later on, they say that he actually is exclusively sourced his ingredients from Shinobu's family's restaurant.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, she found out, and now she's being really smug about it.
They have to be friends now. I don't know. There's just a lot of little stuff that is just surprisingly deep for what it could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. This was a good, comfy,
I think
wholesome,
it's time
precious
for
time.
ratings, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go first. I'm probably going to have the lower rating because I really did. I want to make... I did like this show. I just... It's not for me, you know? 'Cause
Mhm.
I just found a lot of the time I wasn't paying attention. especially like during the cooking segments, it goes on for a while. I didn't hate it. It didn't capture my interest too much, but I do really enjoy all the characters. I did find all of it wholesome and everything like that. I really liked a lot of the moments that I did pay attention for. So I'm finding some hard times putting an exact rating on this. I want to give this 6.5. Just it didn't fully encapsulate me, but I did enjoy a lot of it. Does that make any sense?
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. For me, it's usually I'm not really big on slice of life stuff. I've kind of expressed this in the past, I think.
I mean, it's not.
But for this really worked for me. I really enjoyed this. This was really feel good show. Watched some tears to the eye a couple times. Really enjoyed this. 8 out of 10.
I'm willing to distance this from a slice of life because I think it does follow like a coherent narrative.
Yeah,
like sure,
just I guess slice of life in the sense of like down to earthness.
It's about people, and it is. I definitely put it in the genre, even if it's like, not a norm for the genre.
Tonally slice of life.
I don't know. Well, I don't like the label slice of life because it implies that nothing happens, but a lot happens in the show.
Well, it's like saying like the Seinfeld show is a show about nothing, but like technically speaking, that's not even true. But
that's not even close to true.
I know, but like, well, the thing is, the Seinfeld. That's how they. That's what they said about themselves. Like that's like the whole thing.
Yeah, and they were just wrong.
Yeah, and it is not true at all because it's just about really insignificant things.
No, it's about how a comedian gets his mission.
I haven't seen it.
What?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen Seinfeld.
It's about it opens and closes with Jerry Seinfeld doing stand up.
Oh,
so it's about. And he goes into a story, and then it cuts to the sitcom, and then when it comes out, he ends it.
Yeah, I don't. That was like the whole thing, though. Like I just know about it. They call it a show about nothing for some reason,
and
that just doesn't sound very true.
Okay.
Seinfeld is the classic slice of life, is all that meant, right? Yeah.
I mean, sitcoms are slice of life. Yeah. That's the point. Even though sitcom is a horrible title, anyway.
It is. It just literally means situational comedy, which technically means any scenario in which comedy happens.
And if you go to the classical definition of comedy, comedy just means something that ends well. So technically, it doesn't have to be funny at all. Anyway, we're digressing. I've seen the show 3 times at this point. I love it. I love everything about it. I've read the whole manga multiple times. I own like half of it. It's super good. 8 out of 10.
All right.
Read the manga.
Yay.
And now it is time for me to pick the show and the showdown.
Showdown.
I'm always concerned, but go ahead.
Yes, I never know what to expect from you.
Give me a lot of confidence here. This is one, you guys had a list of recommendations. There was like a few anime like what to watch lists, and I looked at this one. This one looked interesting. Now and Then, Here They Are.
Now and Then, Here and There.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to pick this one,
I
son of a
fucking
bitch.
can't read.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes, this was my next one.
This is sci-fi. Yeah, it's a sci-fi and post-apocalyptic.
Oh, no.
From what I've seen of it, it is basically isekai, but sad. So we're back to isekais, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
It never ends. Forever. Forever.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of isekais, aren't we?
That just is how it ends up. I don't know. Anyways, that'll be all for this episode. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.
Goodbye.